There are always two versions of a tragedy, the one the public sees and the one that lives beneath the surface. Millions have witnessed Savannah Guthrie on camera, composed and articulate, delivering carefully measured words while facing the worst crisis of her life. They praised her strength and professionalism, shared her statements, and offered prayers. But what most people do not see is the full weight of the private experience. A 54-year-old woman watching her world crumble while maintaining a flawless public front. The deeper tragedy exists far beyond the headlines and the camera's gaze. The age of accomplishment. At 54, most people with a lifetime of hard work expect stability, reward, and recognition. For Savannah Guthrie, this was meant to be a period of arrival and established achievement. She had built a career in television admired by millions, navigated turbulent professional environments, raised 2 children, and held the highest demands of a morning show with skill and warmth. Her life exemplified success, discipline, and dedication. Yet, February 1st, 2026, changed everything. In one day, the stability she had spent decades building was shattered, showing how life's timing can turn the pinnacle of achievement into the stage for unimaginable personal grief. The public and private divide. When Savannah learned her mother was missing, her life split into 2 parallel tracks. Publicly, she remained composed, carefully framing every word for cameras and the ongoing investigation. Privately, she was a daughter facing the unthinkable. Her mother had been taken from her home and her survival was uncertain. The public saw grace and professionalism. The private reality was raw fear, helplessness, and despair. She had to reconcile the need for calm in front of millions with the terror and heartbreak of her private life, a balance no one should ever be forced to maintain under such circumstances. The physical threat. The first layer of tragedy is immediate and visceral. Nancy Guthrie is 84 years old and requires heart medication daily to survive. Every hour without it is a threat to her life. Her kidnapping was not merely the removal of a loved one, but the creation of a dangerous physiological situation. Savannah has lived every moment knowing her mother's health is at stake, understanding that time is a cruel adversary. The public sees the composed daughter addressing cameras. She feels the pressing urgency of every tick of the clock. This alone is a weight most could not carry while functioning in a demanding public role. The pressure of performance. Savannah's ability to remain composed is itself part of the tragedy. She did not arrive at this crisis unprepared. She was trained for it through a lifetime of expectations. Her upbringing emphasized resilience, composure, and the suppression of vulnerability. She learned early that the world punishes weakness, and that showing fear or grief is a liability. As a result, her very survival in public is inseparable from her internalized training. She performs strength because it is deeply embedded in her identity, not because she is invincible. The weight of that performance is invisible, but profoundly taxing. The legacy of early lessons. Nancy Guthrie raised Savannah with deliberate philosophy. Love was inseparable from expectation. Strength was a prerequisite for love, and vulnerability a private burden. Savannah absorbed these lessons so deeply that they became the architecture of her identity. She does not merely act composed. She cannot access another way of being without permission from the internalized structures her mother built. At this moment, with her mother absent, there is no one to allow her the release of grief. Her training for survival and performance has become a cage, preserving her composure while deepening the private pain. The layer of emotional hunger. Another layer of tragedy lies in the invisible hunger Savannah carries. Despite accolades, professional respect, and the admiration of millions, a question persists. Am I enough? This is not about work or public performance. It is about the daughter seeking unconditional affirmation from the mother whose approval defined much of her life. For 54 years, she has sought validation from the one voice that mattered most. The kidnapping interrupts that dialogue, leaving a void where reassurance should exist, magnifying the ache that decades of success and recognition cannot fill. The missing affirmation. The deepest grief is paradoxically quiet. Nancy's love has always been real and fierce, shaping Savannah's life. Yet the love was structured in a way that demanded strength rather than offered comfort. Now, in the absence of her mother, Savannah faces not only fear for Nancy's safety, but the absence of the words she has sought all her life: unconditional acceptance and affirmation. The tragedy is not just the kidnapping, it is the interruption of a lifelong emotional dialogue. For Savannah, the missing presence of her mother is the missing answer to a question she has carried for decades. The role of life's instructions. Savannah's composure reflects not only personal strength, but decades of internalized lessons. She performs because it is what she learned was required to be loved and respected. The highest expression of her mother's guidance, the insistence on resilience, now leaves her isolated in grief.